Okay, so our section is on whether Explosion Sports should be a profit or a non-profit sector. And we kind of thought that there's some advantages to each. That becoming for-profit, we feel, would give more legitimacy to the product. And clients would be more committed because you got some money sunk into it, so you're going to consistently come. And for nonprofit, it allows for donations, and you don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
So, in order to combine these things, we thought that we could adopt like a tiered pricing strategy, where people that you would charge sort of the standard pricing for training, around $40 an hour, just sort of what other people are charging. But then people could apply for a sort of scholarship type deal or for reduced pricing based on their income. And that you could sort of do the same thing that colleges do, where they have a third party analyze the person's income and they submit tax forms and stuff, and then they give a recommendation of how much that person should pay. So Rachel has some info on registering to become a nonprofit.
Yeah, and since we do think that nonprofit is the way to go, we think that you should probably partner with somebody that has some experience working with nonprofits, because there's a lot of tax information that gets really tedious. And with the research that we've done, it seems like to get like the tax exemptions from the IRS and for the state, working with somebody would be really beneficial.
Okay. I guess I shouldn't have brought the nonprofit part up, but we are actually in the process of doing that. I have to actually sit down with I do have somebody that's doing a lot of the nonprofit stuff, but I do need to sit down with my lawyer because of the structuring issues that with a for-profit and a non-for-profit. The way that a non-for-profit, you can hire your own for-profit to actually do work with it, but I gotta kind of get the legalities of that as far as that goes. But that is a separate branch. And then as far as the naming of the actual non-for-profit, that's the other issue that we're kind of having there. But I think that you guys do have a good idea, and it's something that we're kind of moving towards. But it's probably a year, maybe 2 years down the road for us, because we're still trying to get the for-profit part of it running. And but I do think you guys are on the right path. So.
Coach, can you elaborate just a little bit on how you want to structure the for-profit initially, and then how it will transition into the nonprofit?
As far as the for-profit goes, the way that it's structured, we got the sports performance part of it, and then we created a football skills division, a volleyball skills division, and we're creating a softball skills division. And the way that we're doing it is moving forward. As far as the non-for-profit is, there's 17 high schools in St. Louis City that don't have a weight program. I'm staying correct. Out of the 17 schools, 15 of them don't have a weight program. So that means 2 high schools have an actual weight program. So we're in the process of communicating with them of actually being able to perform all the sports performance for St. Louis Public Schools. Okay, and with the demographic of a lot of those kids, the parents just don't have the money. So that's where that non-for-profit branch is starting to form. So I mean, it's still in its infancy stages. But as far as you guys go, you guys are on the same path as what I was thinking as far as trying to structure it and being able to hire the for-profit company to do some of the work for it.
So one of the questions that these guys kind of brought to me as they started investigating this the other day was, why not just structure it all as a nonprofit versus a some of each?
Well, the for-profit, it's not for just low-income families, because we're actually targeting the entire St. Louis MSA area. Okay, that when I said that, that's why I said I probably shouldn't have said that, but that was kind of my vision when we were in there talking. That was just kind of my vision down the line, the non-for-profit. We are working on it, but right now, there's so much work with the for-profit that it's a little bit further down the line than I would like it to be, but we're definitely heading in that direction. So,
you guys have follow-up questions based off of that?
So just so I have a better understanding, I was kind of under the impression that you were this organization would be for the majority.
Yeah.
So does that still hold true even with?
Yeah, it's more middle class and not upper class.
Okay.
So I'm not going to charge you $80 for one training session. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not necessarily low income.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's
Gotcha.
more geared toward middle class, upper middle class type of deal.
Okay.
So.
All right.
But I appreciate you guys. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. You guys are actually on the same path that we were thinking, but like you said, it's a lot of work.
Tedious
Yeah,
process,
it's a long process.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. We send in whoever's next.
Yeah.
Sure.
This thing.